Right next to the news, we have our own stew. WIDR Kalamazoo. Right next to the news, we have our own stew. WIDR Kalamazoo. Right next to the news, we have our own stew. WIDR Kalamazoo.
Welcome everybody to the 12-bit pod. Good hour, and today we have a very special episode as we have not one host, not two hosts, or not two guests, but the Broncos building bricks. If you guys could, would you mind introducing yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm Manal. My full name is Manal Ali, if that's something that's needed. I am the secretary of the Broncos Building Bricks Club.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Luis Barbosa, and I'm the treasurer of the Broncos Building Bricks Club.
And we are glad to have you here at this wonderful, at the station today. So if you guys don't know the stick of the show, that's okay. It doesn't matter as much than what it normally does, but I'll let you all know anyway. Basically, what I do is I have people, I have a guest, I invite a guest, usually people I like, usually the bosses because they're my favorite people. And they will give me a list of shows, and one of those shows will be the show we talk about. I do not know because I like to flex my nerd muscles and pretend I know everything about all video games ever. That's only worked out like twice, but you know what? 2 out of 3 ain't too bad. It's a little different here because we're going to be talking about Lego video games and just kind of Are we allowed to say Lego? Because we had a conversation. I'm assuming we're allowed to say Lego.
I'm sure we can say it.
I'm sure
we
it's
just
fine.
can't claim it.
Yeah, we actually have
They're the
this
Broncos
rule.
building bricks. Those bricks are no way related to any specific brand
They're Mega
or
Blocks.
company. Wink, wink. For copyright reasons, is my understanding of the situation. But more specifically, we're going to get into the RSO, the club, all that sort of thing. So let's get into it. I have a whole list of questions to get started off. First off, there's a lot, like, I've been to colleges. I've heard about college stories. There's all sorts of wild and interesting RSOs. We have a skydiving RSO. I mean, there's some weird ones. But why Legos for you guys?
Okay, well, since I was actually one of the 2 people that initially started the club, I guess I'll just explain how that started. So, the president of the club, her name is Maya. Me and her were just hanging out one day, and she was like, "Do you want to build Legos?" And I was like, "That's really random because neither of us have ever spoken about Legos before." So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Like, why not?" Like, I never tried it before because I wasn't like a Lego kid. And we went to Target and bought the Singapore set and just built it for like 3 days straight. And it was like, it's such a fever dream now, but like it was really fun. And we were like, we need to like buy more Legos. But then we started like splitting our money on every set because, you know, we're college students. And
Yeah, I get
Legos
the
are
situation.
not the cheapest thing in the world.
No.
But yeah. So we were like, what if we were to start a club where a bunch of people would chip in and buy Lego sets? And we thought that was like such a great idea. Like, whoa, we were like geniuses. But then we actually started the club and found out that we could also get the school's support. And we'd also have a team of like people who enjoy Legos as much as we did, because we like fell in love with Legos when we did Singapore. And we were like, well, that's a great idea. And we're also both really into like mental health and stuff like that. And we were like, well, why just have like a club where you talk about mental health when you can have a club that helps like sustain people's mental health? And we were like, what if we just had a leisurely club, but our main idea was Legos? And then that's how it all came together.
It sounds like quite an evolution to a fever dream, to alternative kind of like therapeutic encounter, to just having a fun time with friends. I think most people have some experience with Legos, right? Whether it's, you know, a big like popcorn bucket that has been converted to a Lego bin, or the Lego video games, which dot the very fond memories on most people's childhoods. I feel I feel like everybody's played a Lego video game at some point.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know how you couldn't.
You couldn't escape them. They were like all the rage when we were little.
Oh yeah.
No, like they're even the rage now.
Especially with the big releases. And stuff.
No, Lego games were like kind of that weird cult thing that was very kid friendly and all that, and now they're like I feel like they're more complex than some of the games I play now.
I'm excited to see what the video games hold in like 20 years or so. It's like we're gonna have an open world Lego game.
We're getting close, right? I remember the Skywalker saga has a lot of the kind of like semi-open world things.
Very much so. It's fantastic.
I'm just waiting for the Umbara arc to come to the Skywalker saga.
Ooh, yeah.
Very niche. I think we talked about that on the Jedi Fallen Order episode of the 12-Bit Pod. Not to self-plug, but like you're already here. You might as well watch the backlogs. Okay. So you said you weren't a Lego kid, and this is kind of your first experience, but I'm assuming you have some experience with like any fond childhood memories.
I do have fond childhood memories of this. So I my big thing started was at first my dad bought me the Lego Star Wars, the first one, which was the prequel trilogy of episodes 1, 2, and 3, and on the PlayStation 2, and I was obsessed with it. Like I loved the Lego mechanic. I loved Star Wars. So it was actually my introduction to both. And then when you rented the game from Family Video, RIP, and you had to take it back. I had to go and discover the movies myself, and that grew into my Star Wars obsession with other stuff. And then a new Lego game came out on TV. It's like, oh, Lego Indiana Jones, that's so cool. So I get that one, and you get more Lego sets going to the movies, and so on and so forth. And then it was very special to me when my parents bought me for my birthday my first Lego set, which was like a little Anakin Skywalker piloting a little Naboo fighter. It was really, really cool. I was so excited, and I was basically the only one I ever had because again they were very, very expensive.
Oh yeah, so, especially back then for being children's toys, basically. Yeah, it was real bad.
It was really cool seeing the Lego games come out, and also seeing some sets that were, I guess, were part from the Lego video games. You got Lego Indiana Jones came out, and you had the Temple of Doom set, which is something they'll talk about later. And the Star Wars sets, obviously, and just going to the Lego toy store and seeing all the sets that I could never afford or never get.
That feeling in your chest.
It's the feeling, but I played the Lego video games more and more over the years, and I've collected a mass amount of them. I have pretty much all of them.
As you should, honestly. Goals.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, he walked in with a backpack that just is one big Lego brick, and I respect it. That is the drip.
That's actually new.
Yeah, it's fairly new. I got it
drip.
Last week.
The 12-Bit Pod, not only bringing you all of the most interesting conversations in the nerd sphere, but also the latest fashion designs in the nerd sphere.
Exactly.
If you're stuck in a fashion loophole, buy a Lego backpack.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't get better.
They come in all the colors. I chose red.
Okay. I think I'm actually in a very similar boat because not only was Lego Star Wars 2 one of the first games I played. Not the first. The first game I played, I probably shouldn't have played, but that'll almost certainly be a different episode.
No, I got you.
It was a Star Wars game. It was the Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh.
Which has like 3 missions involving you or doing Order 66, which is a genocide. 4-year-old me probably shouldn't have been doing that.
For the kids,
Okay.
For the kids.
The second video game I remember playing prominently also probably shouldn't have been played. It was a Western. We don't got to get into it. Again, a different episode. The third game was a game I bought for myself. And it was Lego Star Wars 2. And I also remember how great it was. Great. As I grew up and became more of a nerd, I definitely started picking them up. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I feel like Lego Batman was when they really took off.
Oh yeah.
Because those were good. And then also it was right before the Marvel explosion.
Yeah.
So Batman and these characters were still kind of niche, but they gave us a lot. And now there's 3 games, and I think all of the characters.
And there's this rumor that a new Lego Batman game is coming out in similar to Rise of Skywalker, or no, Rise of Skywalker, the Skywalker saga.
They're like making one big one.
Big one. That's
I mean, they should, honestly. I feel like that one is like probably their second biggest kind of series. No,
and it is, because I love seeing the evolution of these Lego games, because you had like the Star Wars Indiana Jones ones, which are based off the movies, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of see like the hub world has the same formula. You go to this area and that's where the missions are. You hop into the mission thing and you go through the map and do that. But with Lego Batman, I feel like what makes it so iconic for everybody is that it had an original story. It wasn't following so much the movies or the comics. It was all the villains, they're all teaming up and they're all wreaking havoc everywhere. So we gotta go. We gotta team up and stop them. And it was really cool. It was a new experience for everybody.
Also, with that in mind, the Lego Batman series were kind of when they tested experimentation, because if I remember right, you had Lego Batman 1, which had more of like an open world feel. Mm-hmm. Then you had Lego Batman 2, which had voice acting.
Yes.
Like limited, but some. And then you had Lego Batman 3, which was like the first fully voice acted one. It was completely open world to the point of like different planets and like very big. And also, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin Conroy voiced Lego Batman. Rest in peace, the greatest Batman ever.
Yes, he did. Yes.
But yeah, no, just a lot of like that series particularly is iconic.
It was a big step for Lego video games. It definitely evolved and took off for it to be what it is now.
Yeah, from shifting from kind of Lego video games back to the RSO, we know how it started. But when did this all happen? Because I remember meeting you guys at the tabling event for WIDR. And it seemed like this was a very new kind of club.
Oh, yeah. We started in, I want to say October. That's when we started having an actual e-board, because you need at least I think it's at least 3 e-board members to start a club. And we were doing all the little tiny nitpicky things that the university requires to start a club, and we kept doing that until January.
Ooh.
And then we got funding, and we were like, okay, yeah, we're doing this. And we had our first meeting February, which was barely last month.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the date of recording for this is currently March 3rd. So not only are they incredibly new, I was the first to pounce on this, it would seem. Talk about a 12-bit pod exclusive. Also, for those of you who don't know, I've been mainly WIDR, but I've done some other club stuff. I have heard all of kind of just, the semantics and all the extra steps you have to do to kind of get officiated. And I'm very happy y'all stuck through that, because building bricks. Hold on. I got to make sure I say it. Broncos building bricks. For some reason, I was the building bricks club.
We actually call it Triple B.
Oh, Triple B. Thank goodness. That's something
I don't call it that. I don't.
You didn't know that?
That's the first time I'm hearing of this.
No, we say it. It's kind of like what me and Maya call that's why we call the Broncos building bricks, because we were we should call it Triple B, and then we had to figure out the acronyms from there. I mean, what they stand for. Yeah.
Hey, whatever works, Yeah,
we do everything backwards. That's why this club is just
here at WIDR. We only partially jokingly worship a DJ monkey. So to each RSO's their own,
Mm-hmm.
You have the bricks. We have our beloved DJ Bodie. And his saint, which is just an inside joke nobody except 3 people will get. Anyway.
And everything is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that 89.1 WIDR lore, it goes deep sometimes,
Oh, that's awesome. Let's dive into this iceberg here.
Maybe another
There's
episode.
no iceberg I wouldn't dive into.
So what does your guys' RSOs do? Like activity wise, is there set meetings, big events, just kind of
So
I know you guys are new, but
we meet at least twice a month.
Nice.
I would say as a general rule, obviously last month we could only do once because our first meeting was the 17th. So that's pretty late-ish into the month. especially because, you know, it was around like midterms. So we didn't want to be like, oh yeah, we're having a meeting like at the same time as midterms, because nobody would show up. So yes, that's the general rule, like at least 2 meetings a month starting this month. We also, we usually build like 2 different sets. We have little stations, I would call them. So if you want to build a specific set, you hang out with like those specific people and you build that set. It's kind of a little hangout kind of meeting. You just, we have snacks, drinks, just chill, hang out.
Yeah.
But we also want different kinds of activities alongside building bricks.
Yeah.
We haven't 100% specified them, and those would be like the less official meetings.
Yeah.
When they are to occur. Some people know this, but we make life-size cutout like to promote our club. So if you're ever like walking through campus, and you see a 7-foot tall Harry Styles, or an incredibly small Pitbull, or little, what's his name?
Emmett.
Little Emmett.
From the Lego movie. If you just see any of those 3, and more to come, we're thinking Zendaya's going to be joining the club soon. Definitely Shrek, I think.
Definitely Shrek. Danny DeVito. You know, if you ever see any of that, and it's like a abnormally sized cutout of someone, that's us promoting our club.
Is there like a sign with these people, or
Yeah.
am I just gonna run into like Harry Styles
Well,
while
some
in
of
the
them have
library?
signs.
Walking at night, outside. Oh, there he is.
I mean, like if I'm gonna run
He's
into
here.
somebody in the middle of the night, I mean, like I wouldn't complain if it was Harry Styles. I guess
He's
Save
7
me.
feet tall.
that's still, you know.
Actual size right there.
It takes 3 of us to carry
You know
him
what? The
places.
short king needs a little. Maybe he needs the extra feet or 2. I'm not gonna.
Yes, indeed.
I think he's like what 5, 6. Like he's short in real life, isn't he? So like, you know what? If
He's
you
not that short.
He's like,
He's like 5.
never met him, but
5. What?
seems
5'10"?
short, but I don't know. I've only ever watched like the 2 music videos, which
I mean, yeah.
for a DJ might not be the best thing to say, but like we're all about that indie underground music. So
Oh yeah.
I think that's my scapegoat for that excuse.
You know what? I'll accept it.
So do you guys have a lot of these around, or is there only a couple? I mean, do
So
I
far, we
gotta?
only have 3.
they're hard to make.
I would imagine
They
so.
are.
It's
They're
7 foot tall.
expensive to make too.
Because we could opt out and just like buy an actual life size cutout that they would sell. Because they sell those. They have those at like the movie theaters and comic shops and stuff. But like we make them.
I cannot believe you said
make
that.
them. Why?
It's the Broncos Building Bricks Club. We
What'd I
build
say?
everything.
Oh,
We
that's
can't
It does
just
seem
buy
right,
things
yeah.
done.
just buy
yeah.
the completed set.
Yeah.
Fully made. Even when I buy some Lego sets from not Amazon but like from other like eBay and stuff, they don't send it fully completed. I have to build it myself.
Yeah, some of them are like, oh, we did some of it. Now you take the rest, and that's cool too. Like, as long as you can get your hands on some Lego.
I just didn't know if there was like a bunch of Easter egg collectibles. Like golden bricks. I didn't know if there was a bunch of cutout boards for Triple B.
Oh wait, that would be cool. Okay, so in the Lego
idea.
games, the mini kits, you gotta find
Bank
what if-
kits and golden bricks, or I
Yeah.
guess red bricks
The
for
red,
some of them.
the red
yeah.
bricks and gold bricks, mini kits. What if we could make those and like hide them around campus?
Can
Yeah.
I
Easter
say
eggs.
something? Mm-hmm. Till I was like 16, I thought they were called mankits for some reason. I don't know how. There's no A. There's no way. I don't know how.
No, that's I can relate.
I don't get it.
to that. No,
I don't know how this happened. I'm trying to be an English teacher. I don't think that's the best thing to put on air that I've done. But like, I saw Minikit and I was like, yeah, that's definitely mankits. Got to get all of them.
Nah, man, English
Like
is
blankets.
hard. If anything, I'd hire you because you're real about it.
I'll take it. Yeah. So, I'm glad I threw out some ideas there. You guys are obviously very, very new. Mm-hmm. About as new as an RSO can be, I think. But like, do you guys have any big plans for the future, or like,
Yeah. I would say my big plan we were talking about adding more
Chicago?
things, huh?
Oh.
Two things. Adding more things to the RSO, the meetings and whatnot. We have Legos that you can build. We have snacks. I had an idea that was thrown out there that I can bring my Nintendo Switch, have like a big TV or monitor, and just have people who want to play Lego video games in the background as well.
Which ones would you have for the Triple B?
I'd have 3 for now. To start off.
What would your like top 3 picks?
Top
for Triple
three
BB.
Triple BB. Top 3 picks would be Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, right? And there's also Lego Incredibles because
I hear the Disney ones are like just fun. Like they're always one off, but I hear those are always fun.
They're really cool. I actually enjoyed the one. And then this one would be it's called Lego Worlds.
You know what? I got my friend recently hooked on Lego Worlds.
Yeah?
Yeah. Lego Worlds is definitely one of the more underrated ones, I feel.
Oh yeah.
It's like Minecraft kind of had a child with Lego games, which is already kind of there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's no story, there's no plot. You're going to travel places, collect cool Lego bits, and make cooler Lego things with them.
Everything is a Lego. It's
So
awesome.
it's basically us in video game
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
scavenging for Legos.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing too is that I pitched that I guess at not this semester, but next semester, we will take a trip to Chicago and visit their Lego store, which is in the Water Tower Place Mall. Their big store, big legit Lego place.
I see. The bosses, for those of you who don't know, you can check out our YouTube channel. Sorry for the plug-in. Got to do this real quick. You can check out our YouTube channel, WIDR FM on YouTube. And actually, the bosses, production managers, general managers, all the sort, went to New York recently, and they said one of their favorite spots that they went to was the Lego store. Where
Jealous.
I believe Kate, who was on... No, was it Kate or was it Lucy? I'm a bad friend and employee. One of them created Lego characters of just kind of the people that were in the group.
Oh.
And that was fun. So,
Oh, wait. That's a good idea.
We might steal that idea.
you're not stealing it from me. Just some people who I'm sure they do it routinely at the Lego store, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
Did that. But yeah, no, Lego store I hear is a great time. So, kind of long term. That seems like a good, just fun thing for the RSO to do.
Yeah, they got everything there.
Is there anything else maybe that you had in mind? Just kind of down the road for the RSO or?
Yeah, I mean, I would like it to be a more of like a booming environment. I'm one to enjoy smaller groups of, like if we were to hang out with people, I would enjoy like the smaller groups a little more. Like
Instead of the raging party.
Yeah, 10 to 15 people, something like that. Yeah. But I feel like for this club, having a big group would be so fun. Just having like different people build different sets, meet new people who love Legos just as much as you do. Yeah. Things like that. Like it just seems so like refreshing in my mind. Yeah. And just letting people know that it's okay to relax sometimes. That's one of my biggest goals for this RSO. Like sometimes you just don't want to deal with anything and that's fine. You just hang out.
Sometimes the hardest thing you want to be dealing with is you can't find the right Lego piece.
Oh,
and
honestly,
oh my gosh.
Honestly though, arguably worse than having deadlines. I'm going to be real.
No, yeah.
It's terrible.
I get how building bricks could be a little stressful, but at the end of the day, when you find that piece though, you know that feeling?
And you've completed it and you don't have to worry about 2 weeks later getting a bad grade on it because they won't tell you.
Yeah. It's completely arbitrary. It's just for fun.
It's just fun, yeah. Also, I think Legos, weirdly, although they kind of feel like a thing you do alone, are very social. I don't think I've ever built a Lego set by myself. It just feels wrong.
No, it feels wrong.
So to have a club to do it with,
I
kind of I humbly disagree. I mean, I love building with other people. I enjoyed it when we were at the group, but if I want to get it done, I want to do it. Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. It's therapeutic for me. And then again, we mentioned that it's very therapeutic and meditative for me as someone who deals with anxiety and stress, recently discovering that this club existed, being friends with Manal, and the fact of me is like, I gotta get involved, like I gotta be part of this group, and then discovering that like, oh wait, I'm an adult. I have money. I can buy the sets that I've always wanted as a kid. Oh my gosh.
I definitely had that, specifically for like Lego video games and other, like guys, when I got adult money, I think the guy who runs a video game talk show every morning, Wednesdays, 11 to noon on widrfm.org, a shameless plug-in, and who hosts a podcast to talk about video games. I think I had that very similar feel of videos like, oh, hey, I have money now. I don't have to like wait and buy the one game once a year. So I definitely understand of like, hey, I can just kind of have fun now.
Yeah, it's empowering, right?
Ever since I joined this club as the treasurer, I have bought so many sets. It's crazy.
The 5-year-old in you is very happy, I assume.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's that validation. That's another thing. We give you that validation that like, obviously, if you don't have the money for it, that's completely fine. Like, don't go overspending your money. Like, you need that. But every once in a while, it's okay to spend money on something that you want rather than something that you need. You know what I mean? Or, like, saving up constantly. And we validate that at Triple B.
Yeah. With Legos being expensive and you can, like, save your money for that specific Lego, there's something just special about it.
Yeah.
You're not just, it's a toy. You're not just having it to display. You're the one, you're building it. You're taking time with this experience and you can have fun with it, display it, play with it. It's such a cool thing. It, like, differs from, like, you can buy a toy of an X-Wing, right? And you'd be like a legitimate, like, model, exact replica of an X-Wing from the movie. But then it's just the model. When you have the Lego, you build it.
Yeah.
You say, like, I did that.
It makes you feel so proud of yourself,
Okay, so, obviously you guys are still very new, as we've established, and maybe poked a little bit fun at.
Baby RSO.
Hey, you know what? We all gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of sounds like you've already attracted a pretty sizable crowd already for only being pretty new. Would you say you've got like a decent sized community already? Do you think it's kind of keep growing?
One may differ in opinion.
It's definitely going to keep growing. I have an email list. I haven't been the best secretary at this very moment, but I will be. The members that we have right now, a lot of them are like didn't get on the email list. They just joined because they found out about us. But like if I were to like send out to people like, hey, you can like now officially join the RSO, like it's open to the public, I feel like we'd get up to a pretty high number of members, and I think it'll just keep growing from there because we'll have a good number of dates that you could just like show up, build Legos, hang out, have a good time, and then you'll be hooked. You just keep coming back. But for right now, I feel like we have a pretty good size in general.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing you guys grow. I'm hoping by next year, we can come back and be like, oh yeah, no, we have like 500 people now.
Yeah,
that's cool. It sounds like you guys have the 2 big events where I'm assuming you kind of just work on various sets. Do you guys plan on having I don't know, more relaxed, or like here's a pile of Legos, let's see what you guys can do, or like I don't know. I'm just very interested and I'm very interested in seeing how you guys kind of want to develop the RSO from here. Oh. And I know you guys had some ideas, but like just.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Different theme sets to like a day. Maybe we got like a Star Wars day. Like, we can just build Star Wars stuff. Yeah. Or like you said, we just like 2 giant buckets of random Legos, and
which is the best Lego experience. I'm gonna stand by that.
Go crazy, everyone go crazy. Maybe we have like little competitions, like who can build a house the fastest, and then we can like judge it.
Yeah.
And then everyone wins at the end.
Yeah,
nicest car.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see. Not to cut you. I'm just like
no.
I'm very excited to see what the RSO will do.
The possibilities are endless, so to speak.
Quite literally, they had a whole video game called Lego Worlds about how you can pretty much do anything with Legos. Underrated game. I'm gonna be wholeheartedly underrated.
Oh yeah.
Like outside of like, sorry, I'm gonna get into this because I have an
Let's
excuse.
get into it.
Because I have an excuse to now, guys. I got it like a year or so after it came out, I think, because it did not last long game wise. Like, you know, there are games from like 1999 that we still talk about now, and I had to basically dig it out for my friend for them to get hooked on it. But like outside of like some UI problems, fantastic concept and everything.
It's fun. It's chill. You can like, I enjoy just walking around and seeing the cool ways that they construct the environments out of Legos.
Yeah.
All of it out of Legos.
Unlike the other Lego games where it's like 50% Legos, but we still got to have like floor stuff. It kind of reminds me of like this weird combination between like Terraria and Minecraft and No Man's Land.
Yes.
I feel like that's kind of the vibe, which might also be the problem because No Man's Land did not have a great start to it for my.
Yeah, it's getting better now. It's getting.
I think it's really good now.
Yeah, my friend plays it. He loves it.
And unlike other video games with the same concept, Star Citizen, it's out and like you know you can play it.
Yes. No, it's I think I said this at the beginning. I'm excited to see what the future of Lego games hold. If we have like a combination of, if we have like a bigger Minecraft-esque infinite world concept of Lego worlds, or if we have the Lego games that are everything is made of Lego and it's open world, and it's just like I'm so cool to think about in the future.
Also with just kind of them experimenting, it'd be interesting to see because obviously we have the Lego movies now too.
Yes.
Like the Lego movie is what it's actually called.
The Lego. Yeah,
I was trying to think of the name, but it was
the Lego movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
The Lego movie.
And then the sequel that nobody talks about, probably for good reason. I haven't seen it.
I enjoy it.
This is a game show. I can't talk about movies.
It's illegal.
I was a child of CinemaSin, so I basically have to never talk about movies. This is 12-bit pod. We don't got to get into that.
Yeah,
CinemaSin.
red letter media for me, but you know, I got you.
It's like my biggest red flag. I'm gonna be real.
The acting major.
Oh gosh, yeah. But no, Legos even like 10 years ago still feel niche, or like felt niche, and now because which realistically nothing has changed. They're still like one of the biggest companies ever. And like you know, but like if you wanted Lego media, you had to go to Bionicles. Yes. And I've tried digging into that hole in recent months at the just request of some like streamers I like, and that is, I don't know how they managed to not go bankrupt during that, because I have yet to read a single thing from that era that isn't just absolutely wild.
Oh my gosh!
But now they have like movies and stuff and all that, and it's very interesting to see these like massive blockbusters compared to the like $5 movies that they made during the Bionicle era.
Like there's a whole cult following Bionicles.
I know there's a whole cult following. They have like wiki pages and stuff.
Yeah.
Look, I am like an avid like game theory guy. So I have been watching the FNAF timeline develop since day one.
God.
Me too. Same. Oh,
Bionicles is what FNAF is like for other games.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy.
Yeah.
I would recommend going and checking out like the wiki pages. I don't think you should though. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's super interesting though. Like even like I'm sure there's some very interesting parts in it. So interesting that they got sued by the Hawaiian government for cultural appropriation. Yeah.
You can get sued by the government for cultural appropriation.
It was like a tribe or something from Hawaii. Because they were like, hey, we have these islands with little monsters and stuff by them. What is an island we know of that has like cultures and gods and whatnot?
I wouldn't know.
So like for the first 10 years of Bionicles or whatever, everything was named after Hawaiian or like Polynesian god. Like even the characters. And like, you know, not always the best representation. So like, yeah, they got sued and had to change the names of like all but like 5 characters.
Interesting. Well, at least they changed the names and stuff.
I mean, after a lawsuit, but hey, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta learn some way.
Learn some way.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this into the universe. I'm putting it out there. I'm bringing in a new triple B. Bring back Bionicles. They don't know
honestly,
how much how much those things would fall off the shelves right now with us.
Let's scrap the lore, all of the lore, because finding out that they're like blood cells and a massive god that is just like a Bionicle in some weird
You can keep the lore for some, like we can have a legacy edition and you can have new Bionicles going on the shelves.
I don't know. I've dipped my toe in and I think that's too much already. But no, I think you're totally right. Bionicles are cool and they should come back, especially because I remember like the kind of final phases of Bionicles when it was just some like weird Power Ranger styles like cop show. And that seemed kind of fun. Yeah. I don't know. Any other kind of just Lego media you maybe want to bring into the Triple B?
I am curious to ask, people who are listening and just like us right now, what sort of, I guess, movie franchise you would want to see also turn into Legos. I mean, like a Lego set, or most importantly, like a Lego video game. You know, we've got a lot of big movie franchises.
What would be a fun Lego video game?
American Psycho. No.
Oh my god.
No. Because like all the big ones are like done. Like we got Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings.
Men in Black.
Oh,
That would be so cool.
That would be cool.
No, that's the correct answer. That is the correct answer. I also totally forgot about the Lego Harry Potter games.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I only just now remembered the Lego Marvel games.
Yeah.
I didn't even know those existed.
The Lego Harry Potter games, some of the best Harry Potter. Like, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like Harry Potter before recent revelations that we won't get into for the sake of WIDR. Because I'm a writer and a nerd, and the world building I thought was awful.
Oh yeah.
But the Lego games were amazing.
Agree, but yeah, no.
Yeah. The Lego games were amazing and super fun, and I kind of just totally forgot that the Marvel Lego games existed. I'm sure they're fine. They're Lego games.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. Like, even the bad ones are pretty fun still. So
The first one was a big, hit out of the park. I believe.
I remember hearing about that one a little more than the second one.
Yeah, I played the second one. It's not that great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think what's they get overshadowed with the new like Marvel games that are coming out. I mean, specifically the Spider-Man ones.
Yeah, because they tried Avengers and they kind of it didn't go well, which is a shame. Because honestly, conceptually, co-op superhero game should sell easily, and then corporate got involved and ruined a perfectly fine game. But yeah, no.
What else?
I like that Men in Black though. Men in Black
Lego
is the
Men
best
in
Black.
answer.
I'm trying to think of another answer though. It's like not that it's not the best, but it's like what there could be. There has to be more.
Because it kind of has to have
James
like
Bond.
a certain kookiness to it,
A kookiness to it.
Like
yeah.
Batman is grim and dark, but also he's a 30-something-year-old with 5 children in red and green onesies that go around beating up criminals.
This is bad. Yeah.
Like it's just like it's comic booky. It's
Yeah.
And then Indiana Jones is just fun. Like it's like kind of a Indiana Jones is like the framework for all of the good action adventures we watch now.
Yeah, the founding father of adventure.
Yeah, right. Like the treasure hunt genre that was really big for a while before it was replaced by Marvel.
Yeah.
Which is the whole media thing, not for this podcast. So it's almost like an homage to this iconic series.
Lego Star Trek.
I think
Lego Star. Ooh, I don't actually.
that would
know.
be kind of interesting.
That would actually work because like Star Trek is less fighting and more like we're gonna build something crazy to kill a god, and that's just Lego. That's just Lego. So actually, Star Trek and Men in Black should be the next Lego series.
Yeah, we're like bringing back the old stuff. I mean, Star Trek is like significantly older than Men in Black, but
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's significantly older than Star Wars. And I was like, it'll be like 5 years. So.
yeah, no, Star Wars and Star Trek are pretty close, but
It's like 10
Men
years
in Black.
max. Men in Black, 90s, and then like 3 cartoons, and then like it does that thing where it has a cult following, so it gets like some comic books that probably aren't great,
Probably not. I mean,
but
I
like
don't know.
are enjoyable enough.
I feel like
And then we had the Chris Pratt, no, not Pratt, Hemsworth movie.
Oh yeah, Men in Black International. That was all right.
It was like
fine.
how do you compare like Will Smith and I forget his name, but like one of the most iconic actors of all time.
No,
It's like-
it was hard to compare, but it was
That's fun, yeah. It's exactly what you expect out of a Men in Black movie.
is it Willem Dafoe?
No,
No,
that's
it's not
Willem
Willem
He
Dafoe.
Dafoe.
looks like him a lot.
Kind of.
Does he?
A little bit.
It's like Sam
the
Elliott, isn't
the
it?
eyebrows. No, not Sam. It's not Sam Elliott. The name loses me. Okay, another one before I forget it.
Yeah, I was completely off. Ignore last. It's not. I don't know how. I'm gonna get yelled at by a family member when they hear this.
No,
gosh.
it's on the tip of my tongue. He was in. He was in Captain America. And he was in. Oh my gosh,
Tommy Lee Jones. That's who it is.
Tommy Lee Jones.
I hate myself.
Yeah, how do you compare them?
It's okay. It happens. At least you didn't say Willem Dafoe.
Okay, one more Lego game that I would recommend put in the universe because it has big expansion. Lego Shrek.
Oh my
Lego
gosh.
Shrek with the
Look-
Puss in Boots games as well. Puss in Boots movie, it's all that.
I'd be into that.
Look, it is upon. I used to be a big Shrek kid, as everybody born in the early 2000s was. Just legally,
Yeah.
you had to be obsessed with
you
Shrek.
had to be.
Like I think the youngest picture of me is like a picture with two cutouts of Donkey and Shrek. It is only in recent years though that I realized that I like Shrek 2 significantly more, and I'm almost certain it's because of Puss in Boots and him just being Antonio Banderas
Love it,
and
though.
Zorro.
Oh my god,
Love it,
that
then.
was like I think that should be on like the top 100 best
Casting choices?
casting choices
Yeah.
ever.
I don't know.
Hey, he was Zorro. I was like, what if he's Puss in Boots?
And then he plays Cat Zorro.
Yes,
Which
it's
is wild.
perfect.
And I have to wonder if that means that did they decide that they wanted a Zorro like character, or Antonio Banderas was like, I want to do voice acting, and they're like, can you be Zorro again?
Can you
Yeah.
be Kitty Zorro?
With Shrek being like a parody of like, modern fairy tales and poking jabs at media, I think they were poking fun at that as well, having them be.
Which is great for Lego context, right? Because like
Lego does that too.
because
yeah.
all of the Lego games are kind of parodies of that, again, the first Lego game me and you played, Lego Star Wars 2, like the whole dramatic "I hate you" dies in lava, I have the high ground thing. It's just like it's just like a punchline where he like legs pop off, like
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
cartoony style,
It's very just for fun.
which
It's
would
for
work
fun,
great
right.
for the Shrek franchise.
Absolutely. No, I now want that even more to happen.
we need to write an email.
I'm gonna write an angry fan letter. Hey,
Triple B bringing you the latest non-Lego video games.
You can
Look,
dream with us.
we have like a graphics design program and a coding program here. I'm sure if you find the combination of 4 people, you guys can come up with
Hold
something fun.
hey.
Lego, we're joking, obviously. And if for some reason you deem ill will towards Triple B, just know that WIDR and 12-Bit Pod have no direct correlation. Just throwing it out there. But yeah, no. So I think we found probably the 3 best choices you will find out of the series, which is Men in Black, Star Trek, and Puss in Boots. No.
Shrek in general with a little Puss in Boots on the side.
No,
Kind of
no.
like how it is in real life.
I think it's got to be like I think it's got to be like 60-40.
Yeah.
Like Shrek, sure, but also we're all here for Antonio Banderas.
We know why we're here.
Yeah.
We know what we want.
We want a Lego cat.
Puss in Boots has already breathed new life into the Shrek franchise.
Imagine
Which is-
him as a Lego.
What?
Puss in Boots.
Oh,
He'd be the cutest little thing.
He'd be so
Take off his
small.
hat and he's got the little like Lego head nub.
Oh.
He's gonna have that
Yep.
that little circle, the connectors.
So I think honestly, well actually, before we kind of start to wrap things up, I think, where can all the lovely people listening to this podcast find you guys and find more information about the Broncos building bricks?
We have an Instagram. If you just look up Broncos building bricks, you should be able to find it. But our @ is WMU_triple.B. Yeah, it's kind of lengthy, but that's how you find us. Or you could just look up Broncos building bricks. It will probably show up. Our little icon is just a green Lego brick. Yeah, we're pretty much just on Instagram right now. When we're hosting more meetings, we're going to start posting TikToks about it, just because it's a fun little thing.
Do you guys have the TikTok up already so people can follow if they want, or is that kind of something still in the works?
That's something that's still in the works. I'm pretty sure our president, Maya, is working on it. she's kind of the idea man for us.
Every good group needs an idea man. I get it.
We kind of had some ideas today.
We had a lot of ideas today.
Like, oh, Shrek, I can't get it in
Talking
my
it
head.
out, yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm glad to have interviewed you guys.
Thank you.
Again, the Broncos Building Bricks Club. They're going to be meeting hopefully a lot more. So go check them out on their Instagram. And it has been a pleasure to have you guys. So with that all out of the way, we'll call this an end to today's 12-Bit Pod episode. And if you are listening to this still even now, please feel free to check out all the other amazing sites, series, blogs, and what have yous on this amazing WIDRFM.org website. We almost won an award for it a little bit ago. So, I mean, there's some good stuff here. Until then, I'll see you all next pod.